Good morning, class, and welcome back to the Get Good Academy. If you are new here, because it's been a few weeks since I've updated these because we had rotation hit, you can go back and watch. These are a series of videos where I am featuring a single part of the trading card game, an advanced technique, kind of explaining it, why it's important, what it is, etc. This is class number 7 on sequencing. So our outcome for today is we're going to discuss specifically what sequencing is. It's the type of thing that you've definitely heard it. If you ever watch my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/mellow_magikarp, you've definitely heard me mention sequencing before. I'm always calling out my opponents on it. But if you watched other Twitch streamers as well, they will call themselves out on it if they make mistakes. I've called myself out on make mistakes, and it's a pretty important thing. So we're going to discuss why it is important, what it is, and how to properly sequence and how to practice it yourself. We start with what is sequencing? Sequencing is playing your cards in a specific order in order to increase your odds of finding cards that you need. You have always had these times, and I know it because the more you play it, the more it's going to show up where you're like, oh, I missed this thing. I needed this thing. Playing your cards in a specific order will help to increase those odds. But let's talk, before I give examples, get into the why it is important. So you've had those games where you're unlucky, let's say at the end of the game. You know, you needed a boss's orders or something like that, and oh, you missed it. It's super unfortunate. Sometimes, yes, you had a high percentage chance you took the best route to get there. But you should know every single game and every single route, you are taking the best route to get there. One of the best ways to do that is to, of course, practice decks over and over again, but it's also to think out your play. Every time, every game, you're really kind of planning out, I need to do this on this turn. How can I do it? Proper sequencing and improper sequencing can be the difference between having a 3 in 20 chance and having a 3 in 28 chance. That's a pretty big difference. You're talking about 5-10% of the time. If you sequence properly, you're going to get what you need instead. Now, of course, 5 to 10% of the time, let's go with 5%. That's 1 out of every 20 games. If you're sequencing properly, yes, 5% of the time means you're going to win a lot of games still, and you're still going to hit it. But 1 out of every 20 games is going to be an extra win. That is essentially at a regional championship, 9 rounds, best of 3. That's guaranteeing you an extra win. Now, of course, the math doesn't actually work out that much, but that gives you an idea of how much increasing your odds by 5% every single game of hitting the card you need can increase very quickly over the long run. Because if this sequencing properly versus randomly throwing your cards down is suddenly, giving you an extra win, that is freaking enormous. And the bottom bullet point is an important one, especially in this time of online tournaments where people can throw themselves at 5, 6, 7, 8 tournaments over and over again. Anyone can do well once. You can missequence and misplay yourself to win a 300-person tournament. Promise you, it is technically possible, and it has been done. But over the long term, playing your percentages, proper sequencing, in addition to everything else we've already talked about, will increase those odds immensely. You would rather, I can't tell you this, maybe you would be the person who wins one tournament and then does almost nothing else, but most of us would rather be the person who's consistently doing well, consistently topping over and over again. You know you're going to do well. Those are the people who are doing this, in addition to a lot of other stuff, correctly over and over again. So the how to do it. There's no easy way to do this. There's no hard set rule. So what you should do every single turn, you should do this regardless of sequencing. Even if you're watching this video and you're like, Mellow, Professor Magikarp, I'm a good sequencer. I know what to do. Sure, maybe you do. But regardless of that, every single turn you need to know what is your goal for that turn. I talked about this in another Get Good video as well. So if I am going second, first, whatever, I'm setting up my Sobbles in literally any deck in the format right now. If I'm trying to set up my Sobbles, maybe I'm trying to set up playing Suicune Ludicolo. I need to get a Suicune out. I need to get down, Lotads. You just need a lot of stuff, right? You need to kind of ask yourself, what is my goal this turn? What do I have a hand that I can do? Am I setting up a board state? Am I trying to attack? Do I have Bucket, Quick Ball, Melanie? Where am I actually at? What is your goal for the turn? If it's mid to late game, what do I need? Do I need to attack? Do I have an attacker ready to go? Do I need to attack the active? Am I going to dig for a boss? Do I need more Pokemon? Do I need to evolve? Do I need evolution? Do I need a supporter? Do I need hand disruption because I know my opponent has a Drizzile in hand already, or maybe they played a Drizzile preemptively to get a boss to win the game next turn? Do I need to find a Marnie? What is your goal for the turn? What are you trying to do? Are you setting up a board? Are you looking for an attacker? Are you trying to attack the active? Are you trying to win the game with a boss? Are you trying to disrupt your opponent's hand with a Marnie? Are you trying to play a Path to the Peak? Are you trying to find some quick shootings? Where are you going with the turn? Every single turn, you should ask yourself, what am I trying to do? And you should have an answer. The more you play a deck, the faster that bullet point will come into play too. So then, once you know what you want to do, you have to ask yourself, how am I going to accomplish it? The example I have here is with Great Ball, but there's a ton of different examples. A good rule, if this is a new concept to you, sequencing, is do the random before the known. So we have Great Ball, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal a Pokemon you find there, shuffle the other cards into your deck. If you're trying to set up, let's go back, you're a Sobble deck. You're playing Great Balls for some reason. You're looking for Sobbles. You want to maximize the amount of Sobbles you get out turn 1. You have a Quick Ball, you have a Capture Energy, and you have a Great Ball in hand. You kind of have to ask yourself, okay, what do I want? Well, I want to get up all the Sobbles in the world because I have Evolution Incense or Drizzile in hand already. I just want to vomit Sobbles all over the field. In that situation, you want a Great Ball before you Quick Ball or before you Capture. The reason for that is if you have 4 Sobbles in deck, and you have a 40 card deck, 1 out of every 10 cards is a Sobble. If you Quick Ball, you suddenly have a 39 card deck with 3 Sobbles in it. So instead of 10% of your deck being Sobbles, now, I should have done the math before. It's significantly less than 10%. 3 out of 39 are Sobbles. So ask yourself, what am I doing? And then how am I going to get there? Am I going to play Great Ball and expand it? Am I playing Trainers Mail? Am I using, oh my gosh, what's it called? Fleet-footed. Am I using Fleet-footed on Suicune before I'm using Shady Dealings? That's another really important one. Fleet-footed draws the top card of your deck. That is random. You don't know what that card is. Shady Dealing gets you any trainer card. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a trainer card? Or are you looking for something you can't get with a trainer card? If you absolutely, the only out in the entire deck is a water energy. There's no Bucket, there's no Melanie, there's no, you've already supported, but you got a Drizzile. That's a rare situation where you would rather Drizzile to thin the deck. We'll get to thinning probably next week's video before you Fleet-footed. But for the most part, you would rather Fleet-footed before you Drizzile because you don't know what you want. What if you Fleet-footed into the card you were going to Drizzile for? Now you can save the Drizzile for next turn, or you can get something else to advance your board state even further. So doing the random before the known is very often correct. Like I said, there are exceptions. The Fleet-footed Drizzile thing of the only card you need, you've already supported, you've already done everything else. The only card you need cannot be found with the Drizzile. Then you want to thin the deck as much as possible and take stuff out before you use the Fleet-footed. For the most part, you want a Fleet-footed, you want a Great Ball, you want to do all this stuff before you use Shady Deal, before you use Quick Ball, before you use, because these are the things where you don't know what you're going to get. But again, it does depend on your goal. Your homework. A little bit of a quick one because I think this is one that you need to play. I'm going to have a deck list down below. It's not optimal. It's not great. Don't take it to ladder. Well, you could take it to ladder. The expand ladder is a joke anyway. But if you can build this deck, it's going to be Archie's Ace in the Hole, Archie's Blastoise. The whole point of the deck, I have a video too. It's several formats ago. That deck is no longer meta. It wasn't even that meta, to be honest. But it was teched out to beat what used to be meta, which was like Mad Party. It was one of the top decks at that time. Mad Party is, it's actually not bad and expanded currently, but it's no longer a top deck. But I'm going to have a link to the video. You should watch it. I go over some sequencing in there. But this isn't just an advertisement for my own video. That was an old video, man. It wasn't that good. It was fine, actually. It was fine. But Archie's is one of the best decks to learn sequencing because you play solitaire. If you have the cards IRL, do it. Heck of a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite things in the world. But there's a test deck function under the deck manager on PTCGO. You play against the computer. You're going to try and get out the turn 1 Archies. You can only play this card when it's the last card in your hand. Put a water Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench, then draw 5 cards. The goal is to find a way to get Blastoise into your discard pile and have Archie's Ace in the Hole, the last card in your hand. It's actually really easy. And the reason I'm asking you to do this with Archie's instead of with Mustard and Standard expanded Archies, if you have the cards to build the deck, and it's not, you can replace some stuff. It's not a super expensive deck, honestly. It has like a ridiculous 80+% success rate. It's amazing how often you can get the turn 1 Archies for the Blastoise, or turn 2 if you're going first. So highly suggest, if you're struggling with it or you're new to sequencing, try it. Try and pick up the cards too. I just think they're good cards. There is a world where Archie's Ace in the Hole and Archie's Blastoise becomes a good deck again, because, I mean, heck, it's just really good to have a Pokemon that lets you play as many energies as you want on turn 1. So that is my suggestion there. Also, constantly think in future games. Every single turn, what is my goal and how am I going to accomplish? What am I looking for and what am I going to do to get there? And then you can decide, what order should I play my cards? Do I need to take stuff out of the deck? Or am I going to do the random thing? Am I going to Fleet Foot it? Am I going to Great Ball? Which one is going to help me accomplish my goal the fast? If you have any specific questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try and make a video on sequencing as well. I have a couple of videos. There's also a Malamar video on sequencing I had not that long ago too. I'll try and have a card for that in this video. So I'll have the Archie's one and this one as well. So if you're looking for specific examples, I've already done them. Sequencing to me is something I'm good at when I'm not trying to entertain as well. So I struggle with it on stream, but IRL, it's one of my favorite things. It's really soothing to me, which it sounds really weird, but I love sequencing. So I'm gonna have a couple videos linked. I'll have the deck list for Archies as well. It's a generic deck list. You can change it. It's not, the point isn't, wow, this is the broken list. The point is, the list is really good at getting the turn 1 Archies, and just doing it against the computer will help you so much at deciding what to play in what order. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If this is your first video and for some reason you didn't go back to the other ones first, go check out the other Get Good Academy videos too. I think it is one of the best things for competitive Pokemon trading card game on YouTube right now. Yes, I'm biased, but I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't think it was good. I would have stopped at like lesson 2. I think it's really good. Check it out, and check out the Twitch stream too, twitch.tv/mellow_magikarp. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out.